Yes, that was just exceptional, and I just really applaud the courage that they had to do that. So today we have another courageous soul who just joined Toastmasters last month? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. And he signed up. He said he will do his icebreaker.
He finally signed up. Whoa, right.
He signed up to do his Toastmaster, or his first icebreaker speech right away. He wanted to get it under his belt. He is ready to put his right next step forward to embrace and improve his speaking. Anthony Navarro, head trainer at the online community, the WordPress Dojo, is a website developer who takes pride in empowering people to set up and maintain their own websites. Or start their own career in web design. So if any of you are in transition and you're looking for some help, a native New Yorker, Anthony, will be introducing himself and giving us a glimpse of his acclimation to the Southern life. He is speaking from Project 1 of Competent Communication, the Icebreaker. I give you Anthony Navarro.
Yay, Anthony!
I did not know I was going to follow up a musical act, so that's going to be hard to compensate for. Madam Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, I'm excited to have the opportunity to speak before you today. I am an emigre from Brooklyn, New York, and having relocated here with my wife, a Greensboro native. After 8 years of marriage in New York, we decided to move down here to the sunny South to be near her family and play an active role in our nephews' lives, watching them grow up. As a child, I always wanted to be an astronaut, watching the $6 Million Man and Steve Austin being my hero. But after my mid-year of being a college freshman, my math and physics grades, told me I needed to pursue a more terrestrial vocation. My new career path was in the growing computer industry, and I rode a very large wave at the time, getting hired as an information technology manager at the university, and then eventually getting into the corporate and consulting career, having a wonderful time doing that. But after 13 years of a fun but very tiring career, we relocated to North Carolina, and I rekindled my love for the outdoors, and I tried various alternative career options, such as a stint at the Carolina Raptor Center, where I got to interact with birds of prey, such as red-tailed hawks and bald eagles and some magnificent birds, all the way to a land surveyor, those guys who stand on the side of the road with laser guns pointing at each other, having some fun there. But alas, like Al Pacino in Godfather 3, every time I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. And I served another 6 years at the Griffin Brothers companies here in Cornelius as their IT manager, take care of their computers, telephone systems, point-of-sale operations, and networking. But the most significant event in my life, however, outside of my pending 20-year wedding anniversary this January, was when the Lord made me aware of who He was here in Huntersville, telling me that I was a sinner who needed to be saved. So growing up in Brooklyn, where the predominant religion is Roman Catholicism, where generally we're ignorant of the means of grace and the message of salvation through Christ alone, I was thankful the Lord gave me a very patient wife, and now that I seek to better reflect His image to the world around me, I'm able to count it all joy to use my gifts for the kingdom. So being a computer guy for the better part of 2 decades, my leanings have shifted from the corporate world of IT to the more intimate world of web design, where I get to use my creative skills as well as technical skills. And I can serve other people in various activities, such as with my flexible schedule, I can get on the lake and enjoy my jet ski once in a while, which I could not do in Brooklyn. As a transplant to Huntersville in '99, I was part of the great urbanization, where the town of Huntersville grew from 6,000 to almost 50,000 over the last decade. And I've heard this referred to querulously as the second great unpleasantness, in which all my northern brethren of that persuasion have contributed to this trend. And the term damn Yankee was properly defined for me. And I realized I was a member of this insidious club. Of course, the Yankee is anyone northern of Virginia or thereabouts, but the damn Yankees, when he came here, unpacked his bags and said A's. And I was this close to starting my own damn Yankee support group, like, hi, my name is Anthony Navarro, and I'm a damn Yankee. Go ahead, Anthony. So of course, knowing you have a problem is the first step towards a solution, right? So I could either beat them, or I could join them, or I could be beaten by them. So one of the first things I did when I moved down here is get my driver's license. I didn't need one in Brooklyn. And then the second thing I did was buy myself a truck, a Ford Explorer, a manly vehicle made here in the United States. And I've since worn that one out, and I've replaced it with a new truck as well, built in America, built by American employees, a Honda Ridgeline. And that one serves me very well, and I especially like the trunk in the back that doubles as a cooler, which I'll be using for Halloween. I also learned that down here, my name is often mistaken for being Hispanic in origin. Up north, when they hear Navarro, they think, hey, you must be a nice Italian boy. Down here, you're like, you don't look like no Mexican. But I'm not ashamed of my Spanish heritage, considering there's an entire city named after me in Spain. But it's particularly annoying when it comes to telemarketers, because I'll get calls every day, my wife and I, and we'll receive unsolicited calls saying, Buenos dias, ¿es Antonio Navarro aquí? I'm American, I speak English, and they say, oh, no habla, and they hang up. And I was like, I can't even get off their list. So as a newly assimilated Southerner, I'm now the proud owner of a sweet collection of power tools. And I've taken up woodworking as a practical hobby, which means my wife likes me to build things for her. And it was down here that I became a conservative. I learned about our Second Amendment rights as well as the rest of the Constitution. And I shot my first firearm, which was down here, which is surprising considering my Italian heritage. And I've learned that down here, barbecue is a noun. Yeah, where I come from, it's a verb. But I can also tell you the difference between Eastern barbecue, Lexington barbecue, and Western barbecue. And being an avid practitioner of the culinary arts, and any time it involves fire, I love it. My cookbook has expanded from primarily Italian dishes to Southern and Asian cuisine as well, and I can whip up a mean, slow-cooked curry pork. Another thing that's changed or grown for me down here is my musical tastes. Living in New York, my music collection, if you looked at my iPod, was typically soundtracks and classical scores. And down here, a significant portion now consists of country music. And it's surprising how many country songs now are written by or for Yankees. Country Must Be Countrywide talks about the universal love of country music, how in every big city you go to, you'll find a country station playing out there. Billy Currington croons over how he wishes his girl would love him like his dog does. And some days I wish my wife would love me like my cat does. Kit Moore tells us how there's something about a truck that drives all the girls crazy. So I get my truck. But I think Blake Shelton sums it up best with Hillbilly Bone when he sings, I got a friend in New York City, never heard of Conway Twitty, doesn't know nothing from grits and greens, never been south of Queens. But he flew down here on a business trip, I took him honky-tonkin', and that was it. He took it to it like a pig to mud, like a cow to cud. I said, we all got a hillbilly bone down deep inside. No matter where you run, you just can't hide. When the band starts playing and the fiddle saws, you can't help but holler in, hee-haw! So yes, I found my hillbilly bone down here in the South. And the South had gave me my Southern Belle Bride. And it was down here in the South that a simple preacher told me about the amazing grace of the God who could save a wretch, probably me, even if I was from New York. Madam Toastmaster.